So we learned about this example, how to use dates, how do we work with the date and various date related functions. So this is one important about a type, what type of data you can handle. So date types, right? So how to work with the dates, numbers, arrays, all these are important for us. Next, after understanding how to use these data types. So we discussed about all the data types and we learned about how to handle various types. Next important, we need to understand about operators. So we need to discuss about operators. Operators in JavaScript. In every programming language, operators are important. So here in JavaScript also, we need to understand about the set of operators available and how to use the operators. Technically, we need to understand about operators and expressions, how to deal with them, how do we work with them. The purpose of operator is used to evaluate values. So technically, what is the point is, technically operator is an object used to configure an expression, configure an expression in order to evaluate an value, So operator is an object used to configure an expression in order to evaluate an value. Technically, operator means it is an object. Operator is an object. So usually, operator actually uses, technically operator uses operands. So based on how many operands actually operator uses, so technically operator uses operands and a sign. So usually operator uses operands and a sign to evaluate value, value. Actually, it will be like this. Suppose A plus B, like this. Now is equal to some value. So, or simply like this, C equal to A plus B. Actually, here A is a left operand and B is a right operand. So A is left operand and B is right operand in expression A and B. So just we will keep these two like this. A and B, A is left operand and B is right operand. So usually what happens, plus is a sign. Usually data is present in operands. Data is present in operands. And value is evaluated according to the sign defined. That is how we generally call the operators actually. So data is present in operands and value is evaluated according to the sign defined. And important is based on the number of operands an operator can handle. Based on number of operands an operator can handle, the operator it is they are classified into three types. Actually, based on how many operands an operator can handle, they are classified into three types. We have unary operators. Unary operator can handle only one operand, like x plus plus, minus minus x. These are unary operators. Means here how many operands are used? Only one operand is used. Binary operator means two operands will be there. That means x plus y. So that is binary operator. We have ternary operators which uses three operands. That means we have question mark, colon. That means before question mark we have condition, after question mark we have true statement, after colon we have false statements. This is entire one operator only, but three operands are present. These are ternary. Based on how many operands we have, the operators are classified into these types. So unary operator, binary operator, and ternary operator. These are the three important types. So again, and important is JavaScript classifies the operators into several categories. The operators are actually classified into different types. They are classified into different types. So they are classified into different types based on what type of value they evaluate. So operators are technically classified into several types based on what type of value they evaluate. That is what actually operators. So let's see what are operators and how do we use the operators. Technically, what is the operators? Usually various types of operators. Only the important operators which are different, we will discuss about them, right? Initially, based on the type of value an operator returns, right? Based on the type of value an operator returns, they are further classified into several types. several types based on the type of value an operator returns. What type of value an operator returns? So based on that, operators are again classified into several types, various types, right? They are again classified into several types. So what are the different types of operators supported in a JavaScript? That is important. Actually, JavaScript operators are, we have assignment operators. We have comparison operators. We have arithmetic operators. So we have bitwise operators. We have logical operators. We call as string operators. We have ternary operators. So ternary, that is conditional, that is ternary operator, right? And it is an operator, right? So, and we have comma operator. So technically we have another unary operator, and we have a relational operator. These are all different types of operators you are having. So actually the comparison, logical, conditional, ternary, under this all ternary comes under the category of special operators actually. So last we will see special operators actually. We have several special operators also. So arithmetic operators, logical operators, relational operators, so comparison operators, bitwise operators, unary operators, so and comma operator, and we have several special operators. So in JavaScript, operators are classified into several types actually. Generally, what are the basic important operators? What is difference between them and how to use them? We will see about that. So what are the operators available? So technically, arithmetic operators. So we have so many arithmetic operators. So that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You know, arithmetic assignment. You might have learnt about these operators in various programming languages. Here also, it is simple. Only few additional options are there. We need to understand about that. Everything comes under that. Actually. So let's see what are the different types of operators. What are some extra operators we are having actually? So arithmetic operators, we are having arithmetic operators. So, and you know, arithmetic operators, we have a operator and description. Just a simple list of arithmetic operators already we have. You know, arithmetic operators, we have plus. This is addition. So this is minus. We have subtraction. So we have subtraction. We have asterisk. This is multiplication. And we have slash. That is division. and percent, this is modulus division. So division reminder, right? And we have a double asterisk. This is exponent. Actually, this is exponent operator. And so actually it is an power operator, actually power. And we have a plus plus, this is increment, and we have minus minus, this is decrement. These are important, and I don't need to explain addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Everyone knows about that. Anything different, important, we will discuss about that. So here the first one is newly added is exponent power. This is new. So this operator is new. This is new. This is new from ES5. From ES5, JavaScript ES5 version, we have a new operator that is double asterisk. That's the reason several old browsers can't understand this operator. So the new version browsers can understand this operator. Old version browsers will translate them actually. So this is new operator. For example, how do we deal with the operator? Suppose, so operator .html, yeah. The new operators we have, this is the new operator we are having, script and function f1 and the function, yeah. And the new operator we are having here is we are configuring the simple, so where x is equal to some 2 and where y is equal to 3, and here document dot write, so x double asterisk y. I will put an operation like this. So x double asterisk y is equal to, we will put an expression here, and you can see x double asterisk y. So this will return. Actually, in older version of JavaScript, it is done by using document.write. So this is a power. So is equal to, actually in older version of JavaScript, we have to use like this, math.pow and x comma y, x to the power of y, like this. That is in old versions. Now in the new version, we have a special operator. Both are same actually, right? Both are same. Let's run this and see. You can see both values are same. In older version, we need to use this technique, second one. We don't have this operator. Now we have this special operator. That is what actually power operator. So exponent. So we can use this operator. In the latest versions, we have this operator available. That is one. Another important operator we need to know is about increment and decrement operators. Already in our previous one example, we learned plus plus and minus minus, increment and decrement. So we have a increment. So increment and a decrement. Actually, in the increment and decrement, decrement. So we handle increment and decrement. So by using plus plus actually. So plus plus increment and minus minus decrement. Actually, so the point is, suppose we defined the value like x plus plus. So we call this as a post increment, and x minus minus. This will be actually post decrement. If I say plus plus x, this is a increment, and minus minus x, this is pre-decrement. Here one important point we need to know. So how to understand about this post and pre. For example, suppose I'm defining here where x equal to 10, where y is equal to x plus plus, and document dot write. I am printing the value of x is equal to, so we will print the value of x, and in the next line, so y is equal to the value of y, so the value of y. Now here important is, in this example actually, so x plus plus means actually x equal to, here means x equal to x plus 1. That means x value will be increased by 1 and it will be stored in x. That is x plus plus. Now technically, now what is the value of x and what is the value of y finally? Can you tell me? What is the value of x and what is the value of y? Can you tell me? Finally, when I print, what is the x and y value? You don't need to raise your hand, tell me. X is equal to 10, y equal to 11. So many people will give that. But when you run this, people who know programming, when you run this, you can see that here this is 10, 11, 10. This is general. So x is 11, y is 10. This is where many people face the problem. So x is 11, but y will be 10. That is where many people commit the mistake. Because operators, people think it is very simple concept. But in many interviews, fresher level people fail in this point only, right? Because they don't know properly what exactly here happening actually. So the point here is why this x and y are like this. Actually, what is meant by post increment? That is important. I will show you what happens in post increment. I will show you. Actually, what happens is x is equal to, technically x is equal to, actually x is equal to 10 and y is equal to x plus plus. Now this is called post increment. Generally in post increment, what happens is this value of x will be first assigned to y. Value of x is first assigned to y. After that, this increment will happen. This is first and this is second. Then what will happen? Y value will be, X value was initially 10, Y value will be 10. After assigning X value to Y, then it will increment. That means now X will be how much? X plus 1. That means 10 plus 1. X plus 1. That will be 10 plus 1. So 10 plus 1. That will be 10 plus 1. And it will assign that. It will be 10 plus 1. So that's the reason X value will be 11 and Y value will be 10. That means first it assigns the X value to Y. After that, increment performs. That is what we call as post increment. Post increment. I hope everyone understood. So technically, post increment means, actually post increment or post decrement means the value the value is first assigned to left operand. The value is assigned to value is first assigned to left operand, then the increment or decrement will happen. Increment or decrement happen. So post means that post means the value is first assigned to left operand and then increment or decrement will happen. That means X equal to 10 and Y is equal to X plus plus. Then finally the output X will be 10. In the output X is equal to 10 and in the output Y will be X will be 11, Y will be 10. That's what happens. Suppose if I am using Y is equal to X minus minus. Now tell me the output, what will happen? What will be the Y value? What will be the X value? Tell me. X will be how? Will be 10. Understood the point? That means now the output will be like this. So X is equal to 9 and Y is equal to 10. Y is equal to 10. That's how the operation will happen. That means first it will assign, after that it will increment. That's how actually it happens. So this is what we discussed about post increment. Similarly, we have a pre-increment and pre-decrement. Generally, pre-increment and pre-decrement is nothing but, for example, suppose I defined plus plus X like this. Now can you tell me what will happen? What is the value of X? What is the value of Y? Plus plus X. All people are wrong. X will be 11, Y will be 11. Understood? All people are wrong. X will be 11, Y will be 11. Why? Because what will happen here? What will happen here? what will happen here? In pre, first it will perform this increment and stores in X. Then it is assigned to Y. That means it is first incrementing and stored in X. That means X value is how much? 11. And this X value 11 is assigned to Y. That means Y value is also how much? 11. I hope everyone understood. Huh? So first it will increment X value. After that it will store in X. After that it will assign to the left operand Y. Understood? That is how actually it handles the operation. In that case, X value, Y value, both will be, X and Y value both will be 11. So that means first it will increment. After that, the result will be assigned. So that means what is meant by pre? Pre means what happens is the value of the increment or decrement is first performed and then assigned to operator, assigned to operand, assigned to left operand. Due to that, what happens now is X equal to 10 and Y is equal to plus X. This output will be, in this output will be, what happens here? Output is X value will be 11 and Y value also will be 11 only. Suppose I return Y equal to minus X. Now tell me what is the output? How much X value? How much Y value? Tell me. X and Y values how much? I think now you understood, right? X and Y values both will be 9, right? It will be 9. Both will be 9. Good. So you understood what is pre-increment and post-increment options. Okay. So while working with the operators, these are one important point we have to understand. So later we will use these operators in our examples. In various examples, we will use these operators, right? Technically, you need to first understand what their purpose. I don't need to explain addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, but sometimes in interviews they ask these questions. So you need to know. For example, suppose in questions we ask like, suppose addition operator. Technically, addition operator is it is used to find the sum of given values. So actually here point is, suppose I defined X is equal to 10, Y is equal to true, then X plus Y, is it valid or invalid? Is it valid or invalid? So in Boolean operator, I told you already once. So what you should know here, this is valid. There is nothing like invalid. Okay. Because generally you should know that. So some consequences will be there, like string plus string. That means we are dealing string plus string. it is equal to string. It returns string. If I say string plus number, it returns. It also returns string. String string plus boolean. This also returns string. Technically, string plus number, string plus boolean. Anything returns a string only. Anything string returns a string only. That means all these values returns a string only, right? What you are talking, Mr. Gopal? We will discuss about your issue later. First, understand this. Don't invent new things here. Okay, your inventions we will discover later. Uh, right. So here, addition operator. Here, addition operator. We have string plus string, string plus number, string plus boolean. Anything you add with the string will be a string only. That is the first thing. But important. Suppose we have a like number plus number, then it returns a number. Now number plus boolean, what it will return? Number plus boolean, what it will return? Number plus boolean also returns a number only. Number. Boolean plus boolean, so here that is fine. Number plus string, already we learned. What does this return? Number plus string, what it will return? It will return a string, right? Yeah, good. Now we have boolean plus number, what it will return? Boolean plus number, what it will return? Number. Yes. Boolean plus boolean, what it will return? Boolean plus boolean, what it will return? Boolean plus boolean also returns a number only. It also returns a number only. And boolean plus a string will return a string. These consequences we have to know. So if you are not aware of that, then you will find the problems. You expect one value, it will get another value. I will show you. For example, suppose this x is equal to true. Where x equal to true, where y is equal to true, and document dot write. So we return, so x plus y is equal to, that means we are printing, so x plus y, we are printing x plus y. And I will refresh here and it returns 2. It's a number. Why? Because true is 1 and true is 1. So 1 plus 1, it will be 1, 2. That's what actually it handles the expression, right? Yeah. So technically, so you should know that point difference. For example, if I put y equal to 10, then what it will return? It will return 11, right? Yeah, it will return 11. You can see it returns 11 because its number is yes, its number is number type. So booleans always handle a number. Over operations, they will return a number. Right? That is important thing first you have to know. This is about addition, how we can manage the additions. So technically, suppose you have to add anything with null, what it will return? Anything with null, what it will return? We are printing x plus y. What it is going to return? Null plus number, what it is going to return? Null plus number, if I write like that, it will going to return 10. Understood? So it is going to return 10. So null 10. Null means, so already we discussed that, so no value defined, but null is also defined as a type, right? So null return. So null return, then it will just print as, actually it will consider as 0 if nothing is coming. If no value is coming, then it will put it to 0. Put it to 0. For example, if I put this with a null, what it will return? String with null. What it will return? Value, return value, what it will return? Actually, it will return null A. It will return null A, right? Because string means concatenation will happen. String plus means concatenation. String plus means concatenation will happen. Concatenation means combining. Then it will put this null. So what you need to understand is, for example, you are defining string plus null. So then it is going to define a string only. But you will see that, suppose, so if you have, for example, if you have x equal to 10 and y is equal to null, then x plus y means what? X plus y means it will return 10 null. So x plus y is equal to, it returns 10 null like this. Actually, anything you define, first it will put the string null 10 like this. So how it can handle the values, right? So null 10 null. So it is a string type actually now. It is a string type. It will be a string type. That means you need to know that this is a string type. It returns a string. If anything is defined as string, that means suppose even you defined x here, x is a string type, then it will take. This is not correct. Actually, we defined string, then we will use first string type. We will see a, right? So then here we will define as a null like this. If it is number, then we will see what will happen. That means if I am defining anything with a number, so number plus null. So what it will return? So it will return a number only. Number and null will return a number only. That means x equal to 10 and y equal to null. Then what it will return? X plus y, it will return 10. It will return 10 actually. That is what actually the option is. Now, for example, so boolean plus null, what it will return? Boolean plus null, what it will return? Boolean plus null, what it will return? Boolean plus null, it is number, na? Right? Boolean plus null means number, right? Because Boolean is a number type, na? So here, suppose if I say true, so true plus null. Tell me what is the result now? True and null. And you can see now it returns 1. I hope understood everyone. Yes. Right? It returns a number. It returns a number because it is number type. It is number type. For example, so null plus null, what it will return? Null plus null. So that means if you are trying both null plus null, you can see null plus null. You can see null plus null will return 0. It returns 0. All the previous example you saw, na, it was 0. It will return 0. It will return 0. That means it will return number. Number. That means it will be always 0. 0, 0. That's 0. Always 0. That is how we have to know. And very important is one more point you should know is here. Suppose null plus false. What the silly question you are asking? Already I given here boolean plus null. What you have done? Null plus boolean. Mr. Arun Sahu. What new you are trying to ask here? You reversed that. Don't simply ask a question without having a common point, anything generalize that point, right? Without thinking about it, simply send a message. You don't know what will happen null plus false. This is where we are given boolean plus null. What do you think? Null plus boolean will be different thing. The same point, na? And what do you mean by false? False value, how much? You do by yourself, you will understand. That is all the process we are discussing, right? Yeah. So here one important point is, so what's the additional thing we need to understand is, suppose x equal to 10 and this time y is equal to undefined. Now what is the result? X equal to 10 and y is equal to undefined. What is the result? What is the result? So when I refresh, you can see it says not a number. It says not a number, NaN. That is the reason people think that these are very simple. I know everything. But in interviews, majority people fail in these questions only. Interviewer exactly knows that you are very much confused about this. He will ask a lot of questions on these only. That's the reason we should know all the consequences. So anything, if you are any number is with undefined, suppose if x is a string a, then what happens? It says a undefined because it is concatenation. Suppose this is true undefined, then it will say not a number, right? If it is undefined, then it is also not a number, right? That means you should know that. So undefined is nothing but, so anything with undefined type will return NaN. So that is not a number except so string type, because string uses concatenation. String uses concatenation. That means string plus undefined, it returns a string only. And number plus undefined, then it returns NaN, not a number. So boolean plus undefined, so undefined, it returns undefined, NaN, not a number. So anything undefined plus undefined is equal to NaN, not a number. These are all the points we need to understand and how do we work with them. That's what you need to know about this. So addition operator is very simple, but the questions on addition operator are little bit confusion. In a JavaScript based online test written interviews will happen. I think you are attending those interviews happening. I told you already vacancies. Majority JavaScript based questions means objective type they give. And lot of questions will be like this only. They will ask, what is the result of this? What is the result of this? Is it possible or not? So you need to be aware of all these handlings, right? Now, similarly, now we need to understand about other types of operators that we will see on Monday, right? By Monday, we will finish all operators. Then we can learn about statements and work with some examples. Okay, these may look very simple, but we have to understand so many consequences. Otherwise, we can't handle interviews. Okay, that's the reason we need to spend some time on this operator. Just by Monday session, we will finish operators. Then we can go into statements and design some examples. Okay, Monday we will continue then.